like you. Be strong to hold the powers of the sun. To dream, believe in strength. Now I'm the only one.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Diorpop, a quiet space where we learn to read the things that are never said out loud, yet somehow feel the most honest. Today, we're revisiting one of the most talked about Jikook live moments, but this time, we're not looking at it through speculation or noise. We're looking at it with softer eyes and a more attentive heart. Because some stories don't need grand confessions or dramatic statements. Some stories live in pauses, in restrained smiles, and in the small choices that seem insignificant until you truly feel them. Have you ever noticed the fan comments that appear during Jungkook's live broadcasts? Simple sentences like, "I love him," or "You look perfect together." Out of thousands of comments flowing endlessly across the screen, Jungkook reads those. And his reaction is everything. There is no awkward laugh, no sudden tension, no attempt to avoid the topic. Instead, there's a calm stillness, a subtle smile that barely reveals itself, and eyes that don't flinch. His expression doesn't say discomfort, it says ease. It says familiarity. It says quiet joy. That's the part people often miss. Because when something truly makes a person uncomfortable, the body reacts before the mind has time to mask it. But Jungkook doesn't stiffen. He doesn't rush past the moment. He lets it breathe. That gentle smile, that brief pause, the way his voice stays steady, it all sends the same message. These comments don't bother him. In fact, they seem to make him happy. He allows them to exist in that space with him, as if acknowledging, without words, that the closeness people see between him and Jimin is not something he feels the need to deny. This becomes even more meaningful when we remember one simple fact. Jungkook only reads what he wants to read. He skips countless comments. He filters them instinctively. So when he stops at messages about them, when he lets those words be heard out loud, it isn't accidental. It's a choice. And choices, especially repeated ones, often reveal more than any confession ever could. Then there's the name. Jeon Jimin. Spoken once, and then again. Among countless names and messages, Jungkook pauses there. He doesn't rush past it. He repeats it. Lets it linger for a second longer than necessary. To some, it's just a name. But to those who listen carefully, it sounds intimate. Familiar. Like two names that naturally belong in the same sentence. There's comfort in the way he says it. A quiet satisfaction. Perhaps even a sense of warmth in knowing that others see what he feels. Some insist that Jungkook looks uneasy in moments like these, as if he's being forced into something. But if we're honest with what's right in front of us, that narrative simply doesn't hold. If he didn't want to read those comments, he wouldn't. If they made him uncomfortable, he'd move on. Yet he doesn't. He stays. He smiles. He reads them clearly in front of millions. Sometimes, the truth doesn't need defending, it simply exists. And these moments don't stand alone. There's another story, quieter and far more personal, that reveals just how deeply Jimin lives in Jungkook's heart. After a long day of filming, over 7 exhausting hours, Jungkook finally goes to sleep early. His body is drained. His mind should be empty. But when he wakes up in the middle of the night, the first thought that crosses his mind isn't hunger, messages, or rest. It's one simple question: what is Jimin Hyung doing right now? That thought alone is enough to pull him out of bed. He walks to Jimin's room, not with urgency, not with a plan, just with the quiet need to see him. Jimin is asleep, peaceful and unaware. Jungkook doesn't wake him. He doesn't speak. He simply records him sleeping carefully, gently, as if that calm image is something precious he doesn't want to lose. And then, having seen him, having reassured himself, Jungkook returns to his room and goes back to sleep. Later, when Jimin asks about it, Jungkook answers without hesitation, without embarrassment. He says he was just curious. He just wanted to know what Jimin was doing. And when Jimin asks why he filmed so closely, even zooming in, Jungkook's answer is soft and disarming. Won't this all become a memory someday? It's such a simple sentence. And that's what makes it powerful. He isn't trying to romanticize the moment. He isn't performing. He's just telling the truth as he feels it. Jungkook didn't just look at Jimin sleeping, he wanted to keep that moment. To remember it. To hold onto the quiet comfort it gave him, even as time moves forward. And this wasn't a one-time thing. Fans who follow Jimin closely know this pattern well. Jungkook always finds his way to Jimin's room. On trips. On tours. In shared spaces. Other members have even mentioned it casually, as if it's simply part of who Jungkook is. He doesn't need an excuse. Being near Jimin has become instinctive. That's what makes all of this feel so real. Jungkook thinks of Jimin when he wakes up. He looks for him. He watches over him. He saves memories of him. And most importantly, he doesn't hide any of it. The sincerity in his voice, the lack of hesitation when he tells these stories, it all shows how natural these feelings are to him. The same honesty appears in smaller moments too. When Jimin suddenly slips into soft, affectionate EGO, using gentle tones and shortened words, a kind of linguistic intimacy that carries warmth rather than performance, Jungkook freezes. He takes a sip of his drink. He looks away for just a second. His reaction is immediate and unfiltered. Surprise, shyness, a smile he can't quite control. This isn't random. Jimin knows exactly what he's doing. He knows how Jungkook reacts to that softness. And Jungkook, no matter how hard he tries, can never fully hide it. Because when someone is your weakness, your heart always responds faster than your mind. So what makes these moments so special? It isn't the fan comments alone. It isn't the theories or the endless discussions. It's the sincerity that runs through everything. From reading comments with quiet happiness, to walking through the hallway in the middle of the night just to see someone sleeping peacefully. From saving small memories, to losing composure over a gentle tone of voice. This is intimacy that doesn't need a label. Their connection doesn't shout. It whispers. And perhaps that's why it feels so deep, so real. If you appreciate the kind of stories that live between glances and pauses, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Diorpop. Because here, every small moment carries a big story, and every big story begins with the simplest feeling of all.
Like you, be strong to hold the powers of the sun. To dream